Hey guys, Elise here, and I want to do a quick tutorial on how to use the 90-day plan template, which is what you should see in front of you. Now, hopefully you have been able to figure out how to actually make this your own, but if you haven't, the first thing that I want to show you is that the minute that you land on this page, you want to make sure you come over to this area that says Show Menu, click on More, and then you want to copy the board and save it to your own personal Trello. If you don't do this, then any changes that are made here will be live because this is a public board. So definitely something that you want to do first. Now, once you've gone through and done that, you can make any changes. You can change the background. You can do whatever you like. You can add some power-ups if you want to do that. If you're wondering what a power-up is, if you click on here, it'll give you some options. So it already has one power-up included, which is the calendar functionality, and you get that free regardless. So if you want more power-ups, then you'll need to pay for those. So it's really up to you how you want to make this work for you, but I definitely just connect it to my Google Calendar, and then you can, I'll show you in a second how that kind of works. So the first area that you want to check out is this little bit here, and basically your 90-day goal needs to be able to be tracked and measured. So it needs to be an outcome-based goal. So you would sit down and look at what your overall goal is for the year, or however you're setting your goals, and then that needs to relate back to the next 90 days. So for example, I've put here that you're going to increase email subscribers by 3,000 over the next 90 days. So if you break that down, obviously that's looking to add 1,000 new subscribers to your email list every 30 days if you wanted to kind of even it out. So that's what the main driving goal would be for the next 90 days. So that's it. You should never ever set more than 2 goals for the 90 days, otherwise you're just overloading yourself, and that's exactly what generally tends to happen, and something that I've done myself in the past. So definitely only pick 1 or 2 goals that you're working towards, and then basically from there you're just going to come in and break that goal down into 2-week sprints. Excuse me, I'm still got a bit of a cough. So there, here you would list that goal, so that you're continuing to focus on it, which is increase email subscribers by 3,000. And then, like I've said here, you should definitely aim to have no more than 2 outcome goals for the next 90 days. And then you're going to figure out how that is going to be achieved by breaking down this goal into 2-week blocks. So you're working and focusing on something in 2-week stints. It just makes things a lot easier when you're only sort of looking at 2 weeks ahead. So you just have to figure out what you would need to do to reach that goal. So for, if we just keep using the email subscribers example, you might choose to create a resource library. You might create some Facebook ads to your blog posts that have content upgrades. So all these things will help increase your email subscribers. So you can basically work backwards from there. So you've got 2 2-week projects. So 2-week project 1 is create a resource library. Now, I'm not saying that that's the sole thing that you're going to be doing for the next 2 weeks. Obviously, if you've got a business and you're doing other things, you need to balance it out, but you just need to know how you're going to do it for the next 2 weeks. And then you would do the exact same thing for the next month. You would come in here and go, okay, what am I going to do to increase my subscribers? So if it's a fairly big project that is going to take longer than 2 weeks initially, you can totally still make that a 2-week sprint, but you might choose to have it over, you might need 3 2-week sprints to achieve that goal. So hopefully that makes sense. So then basically what you would do is come in here in these areas and then add your 2-week sprints in here, and then you break it down further into all the things that you have to do to create, for this one is create a resource library. So you would have to decide on the resources. You've got to create them. You've got to create the landing page. You've got to set up your email sequence. There's probably a few other things in there that you could do as well. So that's why this particular task is going to take 2 weeks, because you've got all the little mini things that need to happen from there. So hopefully this makes sense, and it just makes things a little bit easier to manage your 90-day plan. I always make sure that I also include a review process at the end of each 2-week sprint, just to make sure everything is on track, and also at the end of each month that I'm just looking at my goals and making sure that everything is on track. The beauty of a 90-day plan is that it allows you to pivot very quickly and change things if you need to, rather than waiting 6 months down the track and going, holy crap, things have changed. I'm not even meant to be doing, this isn't even part of my business anymore. So hopefully that makes sense. And if you've got any questions, just shoot me an email, lise@hustleandgroove.com. Bye.